thought tornadoes in Minnesota up that far north.
Yeah, you know, surprisingly, when you're in the center of the country like that, the Dakotas, Minnesota, they get very cold in the winter, but they can also get very warm in the summer. I think the record high temperature in South Dakota is something like 120 degrees.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's really like extremes. And because you have such extremes, you can get that type of weather. The northern plains, Minnesota, they're dealing with it right now. By the time it gets here, it's going to weaken a good bit.
Okay.
That was what I was wondering. I'm like, well, we saw that they canceled the Carmel Marathon because of the threat of storms, but it's like, is it going to be that kind of a storm?
It will certainly weaken. That doesn't mean the threat is gone completely, and I want to outline that for you. Let's get to the maps and show you, because it's really about the temperature contrast, right? I said the kind of extremes. 81 currently, but look at Des Moines cooling down to 63, and it's just now getting into the cold front. That is where all the stronger weather, the severe storms are currently, and there are a lot of tornado warnings that have popped up with this, even a couple of confirmed tornado warnings that popped up. In fact, there's one right there. I mean, there's a lot of tornado warnings here because this is where the impulse of energy is the strongest, but as this moves east, it will outrun that strongest impulse in the upper levels, and we do think it'll weaken a bit. The question is, how much is it going to weaken? I'm going to walk you through future track here in a moment. In the meantime, a little closer into central Indiana, a couple of things. First of all, it's a warm evening. Overall, it's a nice evening. If you are worried about maybe heading out this evening, the weather's going to cooperate, but traffic may be a bit of a concern. Very quickly, I want to hit a couple of things here. Let me take you west of the city on Interstate 70. Eastbound 70, I believe, near Hazelwood Road here is shut down. This is the traffic that's approaching the accident. Notice there is no traffic heading eastbound on Interstate 70, and that is because I was hoping that camera wasn't going to be down, but it is at the moment. There are two semis that are involved in an accident with what the DOT calls an inverted vehicle. There's a car upside down or a truck upside down with injuries. So we hope everyone is okay. We hope that they get that back open and traffic can flow smoothly. But if you're heading from, say, Terre Haute to Indy, traffic is going to be slow for quite a while. Find an alternate route if you can. Here's future track, and we stopped it here at midnight, where this line of storms that we are looking at back to the west is finally going to arrive here in Indiana, but it should weaken quite a bit. It will be weaker by the time it reaches the Indiana-Illinois line, and even as it pushes east, it should weaken further. But there may be enough energy here where we get some gusty winds, could even be some small hail. The threat is going to be certainly weakening, but it may be enough that we still have some warm temperatures in place, a little bit of energy for the atmosphere to use, and then through about 6 a.m., still expecting scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. The lightning threat was a concern for the Carmel Marathon. We still think that rain chance will be in place through about midday or so before we start to see things begin to clear out of here. It will clear from west to east, but look at the temperatures. We may start out close to 70 or 75 after midnight tonight, and then by midday tomorrow, we're down into the 50s or maybe even 40s. You may be able to rebound just a little bit. If you get this clearing sky during the afternoon, we may be able to go from the 40s and then pop back up into the 50s if you can get some sunshine before it sets during the afternoon, but expect much colder temperatures. And future track has been consistent on keeping the temperatures pretty chilly for the next couple of mornings after that. That would be Sunday morning and into Monday morning. So just keep that in mind. Temperatures dropping through the day on Saturday. A quick look at your 7-day forecast here keeps temperatures cool for a couple of days. We'll put 37 and 35 here for the morning low temperatures, but there will be some locations that get much colder than that. Could be some issues with patchy frost. And then we do expect temperatures to warm up back into the 70s by next week. Again, temperature is going to cool down. We'll watch the severe threat for tonight, but at this point, looks like most of that will stay to our west. And again, 70 eastbound near Hazelwood Road there, approaching the city, is shut down for a multi-vehicle accident. Looks pretty serious at the moment.
All right. Thank you so much, Rob.